Manchester United won, Southampton nil. The first time United go back-to-back Premier League victories since February. The first time they keep a clean sheet in the Premier League since February. Bruno Fernandes with a stunner. Some controversy with Scott McTominay's handball. But it's back-to-back wins. It's 6 points. It's up to 6 in the league table. Man United starting to respond after that terrible early season form. We're going to delve into all of it. We've got a panel. We're taking your calls. Go nowhere else. This is the best place to be. The premier place for match reactions on YouTube. Smash the like and the share button. Let's go.
Absolutely magnificent.
Interesting game indeed. Not vintage Manchester United. Not perfection at Manchester United. Not the best and the greatest Manchester United you were ever likely to see in your life. That is for sure. But 3 points, a clean sheet, a Bruno Fernandes goal, and the back-to-back man of the match performances from Lisandro Martinez. 5 out of 5 headed duels won today. Hasn't lost a header in the Premier League yet. And he's 4'2". No one's talking about it. And we're starting to see why he is worth £50 million. There's more to come from him, more to come from Casemiro. This team still needs to overhaul the quality. There was a bit more fight today, still some old habits creeping in. But United had to cement that brilliant performance and brilliant victory against Liverpool today with a victory. They had to walk away with the 3 points. They had to walk away with their pride intact. Beating Liverpool and then losing today would only have led to more banter, more pressure, more frustration. They go to Leicester next, a team in a little bit of turmoil at the moment, away from home. Can they get 3 wins on the bounce, 2 away wins on the bounce? Because after that, this time next week, they're gearing up to play Arsenal, who are the form team in the Premier League right now. But I want your thoughts and I want your feelings on that game today. One here straight away says, massive win, Terry. We needed this win, away win. We go forward one game at a time. Big up, bro. And that's exactly right. You know, United needed the win. They needed the points. And to cement themselves and grow some confidence after that victory. Now, there were lots of parts of today's game I wasn't happy with. I felt we were too placid at times. I felt that Southampton had dominated after we scored, and I didn't like seeing that. I want a Man United team that can get that first goal and remain dominant. We weren't able to counter-attack. We were kind of outplayed in large areas of the pitch today, and I think Man United fans would openly admit that. However, and this is a big thing, as much as that happened, United still walked away with the 3 points. Anybody else, we say it's a sign of a brilliant team that you can play poorly at times and grind out a result. I'm taking that stance today, but I want to see a much more improved Man United team in the next game, and so on and so forth. And I think that Ten Hag is really starting to understand which players he can trust and which players he's not going to be able to rely on. Scott McTominay again today, good aerially, right? And I can understand why he's in the team, because you needed that aerial presence in that second half. But on the ball, absolutely shocking. I mean, he's poor quality on the ball nearly led to him doing his own cruciate ligament in his knee. But listen, 3 points. I can watch match of the day tonight and walk away happy. No doubt about it whatsoever. Southampton were the better team, just no goal threat. I think a lot of people would agree with you on that. I want to see Eriksen further up the pitch. And with Casemiro coming in, maybe that's going to be helped. But of course, Southampton have had their system, their style, their manager for a long time now. It's a very different kettle of fish to what Manchester United are going through. Terry, this is Ollie Ball all over again. Bruno Mars, they stinker with a goal, plus Rashford is terrible again. Unfortunately, looks like Ronaldo is leaving. So again, I think it's very easy to say Ollie Ball all over again. Give this manager a little bit of time to essentially get his feet under the table, as it were. Rashford, again, didn't have a good game today, but we didn't create anything from the midfield for our attackers. This notion that you need attackers that create all their own goals and chances, listen, a handful of players can do that. We need to be able to create. And we did create opportunities. We had that barrage of blocks in the first half. There was a great run that Bruno made with a better cross from Delo in the first half. He heads in from point blank range. There was a cross from Eriksen that just didn't quite have the swerve on it for another Bruno tap in. But we need to create more. You build that through the middle. The midfield needs to be worked on. And I do think the manager has to start looking at players like Jimmy Garner. He has to start looking at some of the other individuals because it's 4 games now. And Scott did okay, I thought, against Liverpool. But it's 4 games and he has not performed. The manager has to look beyond him. But to say, and look, did Bruno have a stinker? I thought in the first half he made a couple of he made a poor decision on a kind of counter attack where he played the ball too late and it was intercepted. And he tried to play some difficult balls through to set up chances. They didn't quite come off. He needs the service as well. But when he gets the service and the balls reach him, if he'd have had the right balls played to him 3 times today, the man would have had a hat trick. So look, Bruno, for me, was he one of our worst players today? No. I think you've got to look at the McTominays of this world as an example in that area. I thought, again, Elanga, he had a few good drives in the second half, but just not the quality on the ball. Rashford wasn't brilliant, but that midfield, whoever McTominay plays with doesn't do particularly well. You need to see Eriksen further up the pitch, Casemiro in. Maybe it's a single pivot job. Maybe it's him and Fred playing together, but something's got to happen in that midfield area for me. Dogged, tough, clean sheet, 3 points, happy is what NG Music has got to say. This is a ground we never win at. Massive win today. This is also true. This has been a bit of a bogey team for Man United. I've kind of forgot about that, but you're absolutely right. Southampton were the better team. I think most people would agree. But being the better team don't get you 3 points. Luke Shaw and Maguire are done. Defense won us the game. Not the best performance, but 3 points are 3 points. Delot, man of the match for me. Delot's an interesting one. Great cross for the goal. But I thought outside of it, I thought Delot had another poor quality game, I personally. Good win. Centre-back were excellent again. Wasn't pretty, but I like how we stayed compact with the crosses coming in. By the way, no handball. That's 2 handballs is what Joshua had to say there. We're going to get onto the handball a little bit later in the show, so stay with the Terrace people. Terry, I'm an Arsenal fan. Remember, I told you not to panic. United will bounce back. Delot was my man of the match. Who was yours? Mine was Martinez again today, personally. A lot of people rating Delot's performance today, I see. What's interesting is this. I wasn't panicking about our season based on Ten Hag not being a good enough manager. My anger when things go wrong with the Glazers. By the way, we shouldn't have McTominay in midfield. We should have bought somebody else. Anthony should already be a Man United player, so Elanga is not having to be out there. I'm giving you examples here of Casemiro should have been in this team from the beginning of the season. That's still more a Glazer issue than a managerial issue, but I totally get your point. We're going to wait till the panel come out before we speak about the handball, so stay with us on that. Speak on Ronaldo. I don't know what that means. You need to elaborate on what you mean. How good he's been in his career. Is he going to leave? Like, what is he injured now? Like, what do you want me to speak about, my friend? I can't read. I'm very bad at reading between the lines. I need things spelled out to me so I don't make mistakes. So yeah, tell me what you mean. But on Martinez, as I said before, the way people spoke about him when he signed for Manchester United, especially Arsenal fans, you could see a bitterness, you could see a concern, you could see a worry, you could see a frustration. You could see a frustration that could Man United just have gone and signed a top player? Have Manchester United gone and just signed a real star at the back? You can already see, like, I look at it as, I mean, some gooners take this as a dig. I don't really know why, but they do. But you can see why the Arsenal manager wanted him. You can see why the Arsenal manager wanted to make him part of the Arsenal team. Now, whether you think he was going to be played at left back or inside left back, or whatever they call it, the inverted fullbacks, whether he was going to play as a centre back, it doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't really matter to me at all. Martinez is a absolute quality football player. His ability on the ball, his anticipation, his tenacity, his power. As I mentioned, his overall quality as an example. And I want to read this out again before I tweet this, because I don't want to get this wrong. Martinez won 5 out of 5 aerial duels today and has not lost a header in the Premier League this season. I hope the media talk about this. 2 back-to-back man of the match displays from Martinez too. And you're not going to hear rivals really talk about it yet. And look, they're going to hope it goes wrong. And I kind of get why they're going to hope it goes wrong. But Martinez so far in a Manchester United shirt has just got better and better and better in the last 2 games. Again, who's talking £51 million now? Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Comment here says reactionary. Well, look, it's not about being reactionary. I want to see more of it. I'm not saying he's the best centre-back in the league or anything stupid like that. That would be reactionary. But his first 2 performances, last 2 performances have been great. Man of the match is Martinez. People say Delo because of only the cross. I get that. And like people have got to understand that both Delo and AWB have no future, in my opinion, under Ten Hag when he eventually builds his entire squad. But look, Delo did okay today. But just listen, what Delo does for us in an attacking sense, we have problems at the back. Generally, what we make up for defensively with AWB, we lack for going forward. We almost need a player that's got both of their attributes together for us to be in a good space. But look, Delo did okay. I didn't think he was amazing today. The cross was very, very good. But then he had an easier cross in the first half for a tap in from Bruno, and he messed it up. So for me, I do focus more on those simple things. But I don't think he didn't have a terrible game. And of course, he deserves credit for setting up that goal. Look, the Star Lord says, the butcher, let's go. Casemiro is world class. He is. He barely got a chance to do anything today, but there we go. Terry saying that Delo was poor just shows your brainless British bias attitude is always talk about because Luke Shaw and AWB have been performing way below this level and you said they were good. Well, I said Luke Shaw was good 2 seasons ago and he's one of the best left backs in the leagues, but called for him to be consistently dropped last season and didn't want him to start this campaign. AWB, I don't want starting either, and I want Delo in the team in front of him. So speaking facts, you have just spoken more fart there than I've ever seen in my life. To a point, yeah, I've just heard your dad wishes he pulled out, mate. One of them ones, bruv. Don't embarrass yourself and start making this about xenophobia and referring and ever talking about me disrespecting people because of their fucking nationality, you prick. Now, I know you remember, but get the fuck out of here. I ain't having that bullshit. You ain't calling me out for being a xenophobe on my channel, you fucking prick. Now, you can do one. I'm actually going to block you from the channel, you fucking mug. No one does that. Look at this British bullshit. I call out anyone for the right reasons, whatever country they're from, whatever skin color they've got, whatever religion they are. You want to start calling out bullshit about me on my channel? You're out of here, bro. I ain't putting up with it. I am no little beta that's going to put up with that bullshit. Do one, you mug. Get out of here with your nonsense. I know you're a paying member, but I ain't gonna tolerate it just because you pay me money. I appreciate the support you're giving the terrorists, but to refer to me as xenophobic in any way, get the hell out of here, you mug. Do one, fool. Out of here. No, and I won't calm down because I'm sick and tired of football fans taking criticism into xenophobia and racism when it isn't. Delo had a good game. Well done. Delo had a bad game because he had a bad game. It's nothing to do with the fact he's Portia fucking geese. Mugs. Get out of here with this nonsense. Let's talk about sport. Fools. Absolutely fools. Fools. I know the guy's a member and he pays, but that means I'm gonna be treated like that. No? Do you think I'm some sort of mug? Do you think I'm some sort of mug? When I had customers in the bank, if they spoke to me like I was a piece of trash, you think oh, okay, yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir. No, get out of here. You ain't calling me those names. Done. Zero chills, exactly. No one chats to me like that. No one. Online, in face-to-face, nothing. Anyway, we move back to football now. We have a super chat here that says, why do you think United sat back after going 1-up? I don't think we meant to. I don't think that was Ten Hag's plan. I think these players, this is a mentality issue over quality. Because at the beginning of that second half, we were positive, we were aggressive, and we were breaking the lines. You had that moment with a good 1-2 between Elanga and Bruno. Elanga very unlucky not to get his shot off. It was very good. By the way, the Southampton defenders played extremely well, extremely well indeed. And from my standpoint, I look at it. Those moments you saw a lot of it. There was a ball that got played over the top, and Scott McTominay was through and in on goal. He had a great opportunity and didn't take it. We got the goal during that period of ascendancy, and then we weren't able to capitalize. I don't think there was an instruction from the manager saying, all right, guys, sit back. I think it was the players shrinking back into bad habits and falling backwards. And for me, I want to see this is where Ten Hag's job is going to take time. He needs to teach them to be confident. He needs to teach them to keep playing in that way and not worry. And I think Casemiro helps. I think a good centre-back pairing and partnership helps because it grows confidence within the team. So this thing's going to take time. Of course, the introduction of new and better players over a window or two will also help. But I think that's the reason, my friend. I don't think it was an instruction from the manager. I think it's the mentality of some of these players. It's a bit of a weakness there. There's no doubt. David here said that was a great tackle on Elanga. It was a great tackle on Elanga. And, I'm going to take nothing away from their defense today. They probably stopped Man United from scoring a couple more goals that would have happened had there not have been had they not have made those tackles. So yeah, I totally agree with that. There's some very, very good tackles that went in there as it stands. There was a moment when Bruno had an early pass to let Sancho go, and he bottled it, allowing the defense to get back. Now, I'm going to say this about Bruno Fernandes. I just think that this is the type of player he is. He procrastinates. He's not even he procrastinates, and then the moment's over. He did it at the start of the second half. He had a man squared up as we're viewing it on television, on the second half, right-hand side by their box. And he sort of jinxed one way and went in the other and needed to either try and take him on or make the pass. And he waited, and then the guy made a tackle. Sometimes he's just a little bit too indecisive. And that indecision creates those problems. That's where he needs to improve. But listen, we just need to be creating chances for Bruno Fernandes, and he'll score us loads of goals. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. Both played well. Was a good game. Listen, I maybe neutrals enjoyed it. As a Man United fan, it wasn't a nice game to watch. If I'm being absolutely honest with you, it was kind of horrendous at times. Do me a big favor, people, and smash the like and share button. KJ and Oh My Dizzy coming out to chat to us now. We're going to share the link for you to phone in as well. If you want to come on, if you want to have your say on this game. Let me get this link out to you all now. There we go. There we go. That's out now. If you guys want to call in, you want to phone in and have your say. There's a funny super chat I've just seen. $20 if you can guess the Klopp excuse today. I mean, they're not going to get... If they get beat by Bournemouth, he should resign, if I'm being honest with you. So that's not going to happen, but there we go. Time for the boys to come out now. Let's do this, people. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the show, boys. A good win for Manchester United today is in the 3 points. Give me your thoughts, KJ.
We made it hard for ourselves. The team selection from last game struggled because, again, the game was different. We weren't playing against Liverpool that were going to attack us all the time. We're playing against Southampton, who are looking for us to be on them, and then they break away. And we saw that lots of times during this, especially during the second half, of them breaking away. But we dealt with it. You know what I mean? We dealt with it. We got the 3 points in the end, and that can only be a bonus. Like, I personally didn't think we would get the win. I thought we would draw it just because history has shown with this Man United team that the mentality will lead us to sink away, you know what I mean, in these moments, you know what I mean? Yes. So we overcame that today, and I'm super happy with the 3 points. I am super happy with Martinez and Varane. Like, that is the centre-back pairing that we need. I feel so much more assured, so much calmer with those two there. And then Malacia on the left-hand side, I really like this kid. Like, defensively, he's showing that he's aggressive, that he can anticipate attacks. Even if he gets beat, he's got the recovery pace to get there. And he's good in build-up. We just need to see more of his attacking side, because right now, we haven't been able to see that due to the way that we're playing. But I think as time goes on and we build our system and players get used to it, we get to see the more of the attacking side of him as well, because he is a good attacker as well when it comes to crosses and even getting some goals. So I'm happy. People saying man of the match for Delo, I'm confused. Like, I don't get it personally. I don't get where this man of the match came from. His cross was great, but his performance today is basically what Man United are and have been for years. They have this great moment where, like, yeah, he's doing something good. But then straight after that, he gave the ball away to almost like give them a chance. He was getting skinned by Adams regularly. Like, so many things came from his side that I'm like, wow, like, as much as I like the guy, we need a new right back. If we get a new right back and a new goalkeeper, I think we've got a defense like actually set and ready and we can build from. But yeah, going forward though, we need to figure out this midfield conundrum. We need to figure it out. Scott McTominay and Eriksen ain't it. Bruno Fernandes, again, similar to Delo, he can have a great moment and then for some reason things just go haywire and just things aren't clicking. So we've got a lot of things to fix right now, but we need these 3 points. That's all that matters right now. 3 points, getting the players used to playing the system. And yeah, we need to chat about flipping Ronaldo, bruv. We need to chat about Ronaldo.
Well, everyone's talking about Ronaldo, but I don't get why. What's happening?
You know what it is? It doesn't seem right, but it does. Adizi, I don't know if it's just you. I don't know if it's just me. He doesn't look right. He doesn't look like he wants to be here. His body language is poor. The way that he was attacking.
But we know this. But that's
And-
why
and-
you should be here.
Yeah, there's no minute. I
Just
know
don't-
we know this, but like we've still got fans. This is what I mean. We still got
They're backing
fans
him.
screaming for him to play, screaming for him to be starting, screaming for him to be the one to lead. No, bro. Look
the
at
story
him.
is over, fam.
He is
The
up
story
there.
is
Listen, Terry, bro. There's so many times where I looked at him and was like, bro, you are old, bro. Like
over.
he was in the box. He tried to
That
turn
one-on-one
and
was
get a shot off. Like
nuts.
he couldn't.
Yeah.
He couldn't move. He tried to outpace one of their centre backs. I'm like, bro, you can't do that no more. And then like there's certain times where he tried to like he was if you just gave the ball earlier or passed it earlier, or he would have been through for a goal. And he just doesn't seem. He just seems petulant. He just looks like he just doesn't want to be here, like at all. And it's an issue. It is an issue. And also, big up the away fans for all the Glazer out chants I heard. Like we love to see it. Glazers out every day.
But they just gave the Glazers money and we're wearing shirts. So
Yeah, hey, listen. We can, Terry, I back you. You know my thoughts on it as well. But we need people to do something. So at least that's one thing. We just need to ramp it up. But yeah, we need to. Ronaldo needs to get it gone. Basically, that's one.
No, I hear you on that. Look, Bruno again. I didn't think Bruno had this terrible game everybody mentioned. We saw the bad parts of him. They were like, I should have played that pass through as an example. But I do think we're now indoctrinated to focusing on those more than we do any other attacking player. Watch the games that are kicking off at 3:00 and just do it. You don't have to come on here and admit it, you two or anyone watching, but just sit there every single time KDB's pass doesn't come off and go. And mark it down the tally chart, and you'll go, is that how many didn't come off? Or his cross just gets cut out by the man in the middle, or if he'd have pulled that through ball off, it would have been through on goal. You'll actually see it as much as you do with Bruno. It's that you're looking at it. And I tell you what we're doing as well, and I know you boys are doing the same as me. Every time a cross comes in and Malacia goes to not Malacia, and Martinez challenges for it, every time he wins it, I know you do what I do. You go, great, because you know if the first time he misses one.
Yeah, it's going to be clipped.
He's going to be cooked. And there's a time in the first half, in the second half where he jumped up for a ball. First half it was. And it went over his head and went out for a goal kick and it was played at the back post. And I'm like, I swear he ducked. And you see him duck because you knew everybody ready to say, see, if he was a foot taller, or not a foot, no one's 6'9", but if he was a few inches taller, he gets it. But I didn't think Bruno was as bad today. But I get your point on Ronaldo. I watched him come on. I mean, ironically, he didn't got injured because he didn't go into a tackle properly. That was the funniest thing. Like he nearly got himself hurt because he didn't go into the tackle properly. They need to look at that. And I looked at a few players today. Ronaldo's attitude. I looked at Alanga's overall quality as an example. And you're like, I don't really want to be giving 80 million pounds. And by the way, I'm speaking in pounds only when it comes to Anthony now, because people love quoting the euro amount to make it sound more expensive. And I'm going to start doing that as well, by the way, because Fofana today didn't cost 78 million. He cost 95 million euros. Like, we're going to speak it all in euros now. We're going to speak all euros. But we need to go and buy some more players. And you saw that today. Like, you can see a togetherness coming. You can see a better shape. You can see defensively we look better. But we need to start adding that quality throughout. Otherwise, what's going to happen, and United fans have got to prepare themselves, you're going to have another 5 or 6 games like today this season where we don't win. And what I don't want the attention to go on to is the manager being the problem. It is quality. You put a better ball-playing midfielder in that team than Scott McTominay, we play better. You put someone better in than Alanga, we play better. You bring someone off the bench, you bring Ivan Toney off that bench instead of Ronaldo, we play better. Like, I'm just throwing names out there, just spitballing. I think we need to improve. Let's do these super chats here. First of all, it says the mentality of the new players will slowly affect the old players and they will improve. That's what has got us through these last 2 games. Important that most of them start. I agree. Malacia really knows his position, when to go, when to stay, when to put his foot, even knows when and when not to tackle. Can't just push him. He done what me at that one pass where I thought, oh no.
At the start. Yeah.
Good again. For his second start in the Premier League at a young age, he's doing well. Big Glazer, snoggers like KJ, love these men. Love his men of color.
It's better to say I only like black players over the greatness of Ronaldo, bro. Like, what's wrong with people, fam? They can't take criticism. You have to put it into a mutant. Literally, you hear a criticism of your favorite player, and you have to put it, it's because it's his skin color. That's why he likes him. No, but like, listen, I've never bashed on Ronaldo of his greatness. I'm saying the proof in the pudding of he's going to be 38 this year. He can't keep up with the pace of the Premier League week out at the same standard he used to. It's okay. That's fine. That is perfectly fine.
He's 38. Yeah, thanks. He's
Yeah,
man, it's crazy.
it's like people that feel like listen to old rock stars. It's like, yeah, they're good for like they're good when they sing their old songs. But I watched Diana Ross at the Glastonbury, and it's like, it was very nostalgic and lovely, but she can't sing anymore. Like, let's just have it right. Like, I mean, it's like, it's done now. You know, it's different in those areas. Very happy
Father
with
Time
the
is
win.
undefeated, man.
Exactly. This performance didn't fill me with a lot of confidence. So Bruno worked hard, even though he probably wasn't at his best. I did want to ask you, boys, and then we're going to start going to the calls. I need to ask you this question. It's a real serious one. Should Southampton have been given a penalty, in your opinion, for the supposed handballs on Scott McTominay? What we saying, gents?
I'm not gonna lie. If the shoe was on the other foot, I'd be tight that we didn't get that given. But then again, with how close the two players were, the fact that it bounced off McTominay's arm, then bounced off Shea Adams' arm, then went back on McTominay's arm before it went on the ground, it kind of makes it a bit sketchy, and it kind of blurs the lines too much to overrule the ref's on-field decision, I think. So I can kind of understand why they made a decision. But if I was a Southampton fan, I'll be pissed for sure.
Yeah, it's a sticky one still. Very, very tight. Like, because they're so close together, when those things happen, it's just, what do you do? If I'm one of those, it's one of those ones. If the ref gave a pen, anyone would feel aggrieved. If the ref didn't give a pen, everyone would feel aggrieved. You know what I mean? It's that tight of a call that it is what it is in the end. We were fortunate enough to get the result go our way. But yeah, people saying, but he did it on purpose. Like, bruv, he was trying to mark Adams. It dropped on his hand, and both of them were just like, "Where's the ball?" And the ball hit both of them on the arm at some point. So it's a sticky one still.
I looked at it this way, like, it's one of those things where I get confused by the law here, or people's interpretation of the law, because there was no distance between them, and I know it hit it bounced off Shea Adams and hit his arm. It was accidental, as you say. It then hits Shea Adams' arm, hits McTominay's arm, hits and then goes out. Like, they both handballed it accidentally because they're so close to one another. I kind of don't feel like they should be giving us handballs to anybody. But of course, you want your rivals to concede them, and you want your opponents in games to concede them, and for you to win a penalty. So you get that. And and what will happen, though? This is what's going to happen with this decision this weekend. An Arsenal, a Chelsea, someone's going to drop a point this weekend or sometime very soon to a similar handball that they give away, and they're going to concede a penalty to it. And that's when they'll be, it is. And then what you're going to get is this happen. It's going to happen this weekend, and everyone's going to say, listen, as soon as Howard Webb came back, Man United started getting their refereeing decisions again. Howard Webb looking after VAR, and Man United getting them back. I'm with you guys. I'm one of if it would have been given, I'd have been annoyed, but I would have understood. I understand why. But they said this year they are not going to give those handballs as regularly, where the hands are. They may look like they're. The thing is, they're not. The hand's not in an unnatural position when you've run at someone and you're stopping. Your arms move like. This whole unnatural position is if you're running at someone and you're running with your arms out like this the whole time. No one does that. But there's motion in your arms. At some point, your arm's in the air. If you're running and the ball hits your arm as your arm's up in the air when you're running, that's completely natural. So they're being a lot more. They're saying this year they're going to be a lot harder to give penalties away for handball, which I think is right. But did Man United get away with one? Probably. But we'll see if any other teams get away with them this year, and we'll see. But I know that rivals very much wanted it to go the other way. But I'm glad it didn't. We're going to go to some calls here. We're going to go to some calls. First on the show, we're going to get Tommy on to have you say. Tommy's a West Ham fan. What are you saying, Tommy?
Hello, you right, boys?
Yeah, good, mate. What do you want to say?
I was going to say, I think it was a well-placed performance. I don't think, I know people don't rate Bruno, like myself, but I'm a very eye test merchant. I do say that, but I agree. But at the end of the day,
at least you admit, my brother. At least you admit.
I admit
Oh, the Wi-Fi is bugging. Try and call us back, Tommy. Try and call us back, my friend. Next on the show, this is going to be an interesting one. We're going to Nick. Nick looks like he's about to give birth or something. What are you doing? How you doing, mate?
Yo, what's up there?
Yo, are you just fresh out of fresh out of heart surgery or something?
No, bro. I'm saying I'm at work. Yo, good win, man. You know, my win was Monday. It was my birthday, and it was a fabulous victory. Fabulous, man. Yo, you see the other day when we play Brentford, when the fourth goal went in, tears fall from my eye, bro. Trust me.
I feel you. I feel you.
Yo, bro, I feel so bad, like yo. But I like the improvement of the team, you know. And I'm happy for the Casemiro, you know. Ronaldo can go for me still.
Yeah.
I think he's a virus. He's a virus in the team. You remember one time Jose Mourinho said Pogba is a virus? I think since Ronaldo come to the team, Bruno performance gone down to the ground, you know. So I feel if Ronaldo leave, we're going back up. He's a great player for us one time. We appreciate what he have done already, but I don't think he can do it again for Manchester United.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to see Ronaldo in a Man United kit again after today. He doesn't want to be here. His agent's still looking for him. And this is the thing. His agent's still looking for that move away. Like the club know that they're actively trying to get him away from the club. So it doesn't matter what he says to his teammates in training. He isn't 100% committed. And when he's trying to get a move away, the last thing Ronaldo needs, like if his knee really is injured, say he's done his knee today and he's got a 2-month injury, he's stuck here. Like he isn't going to commit himself to Man United because he wants to move by deadline day. And look, I get why he's played. I get why it's happened because there isn't much. Again, Martial was injured. That's the play you really wanted coming. I mean, in fact,
man, that's true, man.
But there we
so
go.
What's up with Jimmy Gardner?
Well, again, I'm Scott McTominay. I thought said look, he did okay against Liverpool, but again, I think he's had three and a half bad games, and the manager needs to look at something different. We'll see who he plays and pairs with Casemiro. It might be Fred. But we'll see from there. Nick, really good call, my friend. I'll let you get back to your job and we'll chat again soon. Cheers, bro. Thank you.
Pay attention when you're doing heart surgery, please. Man's there doing the Bruno goal. Yeah, this is blood flying everywhere. A piece of his heart in the fork.
Funnily enough, I think we already have McTominay's replacement in Casemiro because I think Casemiro is going to play in the deep role, and then you're going to have Eriksen and Fernandes higher up. So I think realistically, his time is about up anyway. To be honest,
no, it is coming. It is coming naturally, but as fans, we just want it now. You know what I mean? Like Casemiro's here, boom, put him in. Like it has to be gone.
Yeah, look, a lot of people kind of kicked off about the starting lineup, and Casemiro should have started. I disagree. You got to remember that although everyone wants to win every match, and people don't want to see experiments, but you have to at this stage of you taking over a club. The club Eriksen is trying to promote a mentality. By the way, this is why I call these fans mushrooms, because we have been screaming for a manager to create a team that is picked on meritocracy and performances. When you perform that way against Liverpool, I feel like the starting lineup deserved the chance to play the next
100%,
game.
100%.
Then if you don't perform and the manager takes you out, you know it's based on performance. Everybody's like, I don't want favourites. People say they don't want favourites. What they actually mean is
they want their favourites to play.
I want my favourites to play. And of course, Casemiro is a favourite right now because we know how good he is. We want to see what he could do. So people want him in the team. But at the same time, if you want a team built on meritocracy, if Scott McTominay plays a game and is brilliant, theoretically, he should start the next game. Unless it's, you're playing a League 2 outfit at home and he's dominating them. That doesn't really count, in my opinion. We have to promote the right behaviours at Man United, in my opinion. So there's long-term gain. We've got to stop thinking about every single decision made as short-term. And it was quite funny to see a few people slagging Bruno off. Literally, they tweeted seconds before he scored as well. That did make me very, very happy as a
Very good goal, by the way.
It was clean.
Young Tommy's back with us now. What are you saying, Tommy?
Oh, great Wi-Fi, isn't it? Yeah, great Wi-Fi. No, I was going to say, like, obviously, I think I come on Terry's show a year ago, and I was complaining about Solskjaer, and I think I agree with Terry. I think I agree with like Solskjaer deserves a sack, but I feel like I got it wrong by saying like I feel because I when I was younger I used to be like, oh, they spend money, like what they moaning about. But when you actually grow older, you look at it, you be like, yeah, but ain't with your owners. I feel like every signing they ain't got the right idea behind them. Like Casemiro. Like, I feel like, yeah, it's a good signing, but it ain't got the right idea behind it because I feel like that your owners have gone, oh, we'll give him Casemiro because that will please the fans. Ronaldo, that will please the fans. I don't feel like, because I don't really rate Arteta and Arsenal, but I feel like at least when they're signing players, they've got a plan and they've got actual objective behind the actual signing. Like with Man United, they're going, oh, we'll sign players just to please the fans or just to give managers, just say, oh, at least he's got his players in. I feel like the owners need to, like, I really don't think until you get rid of the Glazers, I don't feel like you could be as good as you was before, and that's just
Yeah.
like my fault. Like,
Yeah, and to be honest, and on top of that, I think add to what you're saying, the problem is if the owners were really a proactive had a proactive team, you get all the players in position before the start of the season for
yeah,
preseason,
exactly.
allow everybody to get embedded. So like start of the season, you can actually look at playing a Casemiro first game instead of okay, well he's coming two games in, we got to bed him in slowly, and now he's missing games and such that he doesn't necessarily need to miss.
Yeah. Do you know what's crazy about it? I want to show you something. I want to ask you this question, Tommy. And I know you're kind of agreeing with the opinion, but I want to ask you this question.
Yeah, I don't agree with it just because like you.
No. I'm going to show you something. I was waiting for it to load on my screen. Would you like this? Does this sofa look comfortable? And would you like it in your living room right now? Would you like this sofa in your living room right now?
What the?
That's the sofa. Would you like it? Would you like it?
Well, if it's on paper, then no, because I don't think I can sit on paper.
Okay. That sofa to buy costs £50,000.
Some people have more money than
That's
some.
like some BDSM.
So yeah. So my point is, just because you spend money on something doesn't mean it's good or what you need or what you want.
Yeah, but that's what I say, because obviously I always think like with like West Ham, I feel like I don't care how much you spend. Like, you know, when people moan about transfers fees, but I always say as long as the manager wants them, it shouldn't matter how much they cost. But it's like if they want to spend that money, let them spend it. But it's when they go from target B to C and they want to go for them. That's when you should have a go at the owners. Because with us, like,
yeah,
no, go on.
Sometimes I talk out loud, but I'm agreeing. Just keep talking, mate. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, like, obviously, like when you go for a player, people go like Anthony Gordon, like for Chelsea. People are like, oh, why you go? Yeah, but if the manager wants them, he should get them. Like, he should spend the money because he knows if he trusts the manager, he's spending that money. It doesn't matter how much the player costs. If the manager wants that player as his number one target, he should get that player. You can't moan then. Like us, we spent money on our players, but if the manager truly wants them, he should get them.
I agree with you there, Tommy Mill, mate. Listen, fella, thanks for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate it. Top man. Thank you. It's not a wine holder. It legitimately is a sofa. But
yeah, it looks like one though. It looks.
It does.
It proves my point. That is a 40. It's not 50 grand. It's £49,760 if you want to buy it. But the point is, I don't need that. It wouldn't go in my room. It's not very comfortable. It isn't what I need, but it's expensive. Spending money doesn't make you good at what you do. But I wanted to ask you boys, everybody's spoken enough about him yet on this show. Talk to me about the Butcher. Talk to me about the Butcher.
Oh, let me go. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie. He is slowly becoming one of my favorite United players in this team right now. Him and Malacia, I just love the intensity that they play with. Every tackle, they're going into it like it's the last kick of the game. And the way he's playing right now with Varane and the communication that they have, I don't have as much anxiety when another team's attacking. I think it's going to be real tough for Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire to play their ways back to get their way back into this team, man.
Oh yeah, honestly, I love the guy. I love what he's about. I love how he plays. People make fun of his height, but he's winning aerial duels. He's winning ground duels. Like, anyone would love this kind of defender in their team. If he was 6'2", people would say he's one of the best defenders in the Premier League so far. Like, they just would. Like, even when we've lost those games, the goals weren't his fault. Like the one with Ben Mee, they both were falling backwards. Like, you know what I mean? Anything can happen in those situations. But I just love even little things like the way he passes into the midfield or into the strike force. There'll be so many times where we'll be playing, Martinez will come to it and first time pass into the strikers. Like, we've been missing that from our centre backs in such a long time. And little things as well, like someone won the ball out on the left hand side. He ran from wherever he was just to give them a high five, and then went back into position. Like, I love that. I absolutely love it.
No, I agree. Listen, Martinez has been over scrutinized. He's been ripped from pillar to post because of his height, laughed at because of the price. When I know for a fact that if Pep, Klopp, Arteta, Tuchel had signed him for that kind of money, no one would be batting an eyelid. Yes, United would probably have paid on paper 10 to 20 million above the market value that the websites show, but Chelsea just paid more than double the market value for Cucurella. No one's saying that is a crazy thing. And from my point of view, and I stand by this, that there is put his the heading side of things aside for a minute, but his defending aside for a moment. As a footballer, his technical ability on the ball is as good. I'm telling you, it's as good as any other centre back in the Premier League. You can see that already. His positioning is going to get better. His ability in the air is phenomenal because he's got a great leap and he's got brilliant timing. And I don't care. There is a stat that says he's lost one aerial duel. I use Y-Scout and I've looked at every aerial duel. I don't quite know. I need someone to explain the definition of what winning one and losing one is, because every one I've watched on Y-Scout, he's got his head onto the ball. Oh, Crystal Palace are beating City 1-0. Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
We'll get onto that in a second. But yeah, from my point of view, it's very much a case of I look at him as a footballer and I think to myself, what's happened is the most powerful, one of the most powerful fan bases on social media wanted him and lost out on him in Arsenal. And they have created a lot of this banter. And I get why. You know, I was watching the first game, Man United game with Jess, and she was watching Martinez with Hawkeye because she wanted him to be the guy that makes a mistake so they can go, oh, I'm glad we didn't buy him. And I kind of get that. We all do it. All fan bases are guilty. It's not an Arsenal dig. But in these last two matches, he looks sensational. And if he can maintain this and get better, no one will mention his height again. 50 million pounds will look like an absolute steal because he's already looking like a sensational signing. Now, I'm going to reserve judgment by saying one of the best in the league. Oh my God, one of the best signings in 10 years because he's played well for 2 games, but it's 2 man of the match performances back to back. And I'm also aware that I'm a little bit biased because we were watching Maguire in his position for the last 18 months, who was so bad. Most people do look good in comparison, but you can out the Sandro Martinez that is different. You look at it now and you're like, this is when it doesn't matter about price tag. Same as if Anthony comes in. If Anthony comes into Man United and starts scoring, starts creating, starts impacting games, no one's going to mention the 78 million pounds that he's going to cost. Everyone will actually go the other way and go, well, your manager can't even develop. You know, it isn't like you bought him for 20 million and turned him into a world-class player. Ironically, we buy him last year for 13 million, and the same people say, well, he can't be good because he only cost 13 million. Whatever Man United do, we get scrutinized for because we're the biggest team and the most famous team in the world. And that's just part and parcel of being a United fan. But I've been so impressed with Sandro Martinez his last 2 games. He's been great. He's been really, really good. Liverpool 2-0 up, I believe, as it stands right now.
Yes.
Most people expected that, I think. But John Stones' own goal in the City game, which is crazy. Liverpool 2 up, goals from Elliott and Diaz, 2 assists from Firmino. Look at that, 6. Do you know what's funny, right? They scored 2 goals in 6 minutes. I do think if we played our game again and it went on for another 6 or 8 minutes, they'd have scored again.
We would have lost for sure.
Goals in the tank. Prime's with us. What are you saying, Prime?
Hi, sorry, I was just watching the Chelsea game. Nothing. It's good. Good that you guys are back to like winning ways and the mood is all good and everything. Are you guys kind of confident about being in the top 4 discussion?
No, we get that.
Why?
Because there's still 4 teams clearly better than us.
Yeah, hell no,
I don't think so. I think
name them.
I think I have you guys down finishing 5th, but I think you guys are in the discussion to get it.
Well, I think that's fair. Like, when we say top 4 discussion, I'm not going to assess it again for another 5 to 10 games. I need to see who we buy in the window and what we do. Like these, because today's performance was okay from individuals. If you look how Spurs have been playing, how Liverpool being poor, but we all know they're going to come good from in terms of the top 4 race side of things. City, again, they're losing right now, but they're probably going to win this game 3-4-1. Do you get what I mean, right? But I kind of look at it like with how Arsenal and Tottenham are performing, we need to get to that level and be able to do it consistently. And the one word that you cannot place next to Manchester United over the last 9 years is consistency. So and the reason that we've been in top 4 races during that time is when other teams have also been as inconsistent as us. A lot of the top 4 races have been what I call measuring the tallest dwarf, like none of them at all. And it's a case of I'm worried about Tottenham and I'm worried about Arsenal. And by the way, I do think Chelsea are going to be okay as well. I think this whole notion that Chelsea are going to be a really, really bad team this year, I think it's a little bit far-fetched. So I'm not putting Man United in the top 4 race just yet for me.
Oh, okay. Fair. I just think United are being disrespected by rivals and United fans are like I might be wrong, but it seems like United fans are trying to really underplay how
no,
they'll
no.
be this season because of
you know what,
pressure
Brian?
and stuff like that. I think
it's not
honestly,
even-
I do think you guys will be fine.
It's not even trying to have no pressure. You can't look at what we did last season and be like, "Yep, everything's just back to normal." You know what I mean?
you know what
And be
I
back
look
to
at last season as an anomaly,
I know,
and I don't
yeah.
expect anomalies to happen on regular.
all the time. No, I know, but like the dip was so big that to get straight back up to that same level is still going to be difficult, especially like DZ said.
Yeah, Jay,
You got 4 or 5 teams that are, you could argue, are better than us and will be challenging.
Okay.
So
You got
And I would
as
argue-
bad as you guys supposedly were last season. Were you not still in a top 4 discussion until the last was it 6 weeks?
I-
months?
I agree. We've definitely been disrespected, that's for sure, by rival fans. But it's banter, so you know how that go. But on an objective level, strip it all back. City are better than us by far. Liverpool, wants to get to the act together, are better than us by far. Tottenham are better than us by far at the moment. So all that leaves really is Arsenal and Chelsea. Really, that we need them both to have a terrible season for us to be in with a chance.
Yeah,
And I don't see that being the case.
When it could change though is, let's just say we get better against, you beat Leicester, play better. We got Arsenal next weekend. Play like, it kind of feels like that game's ages away because it's 3 games away, but it's a week. Win our next 2 games and start looking better. Bring in 2 more signings and start creating consistency. Maybe we'll talk about it. But Man United fans do feel in that I think feel between a rock and a hard place in terms of giving my opinion. When I say I don't think we can make it, we get accused of playing it down so nobody puts pressure on us. Well, if I was to say I think we can make it, I'd get called fucking delusional. So whatever I kind of say, there's going to be a negative reaction to it. But look, my point of view is really, really clear and simple on this. I think Man United we're an outside chance of a top 4 finish. We're an outside chance of a top 4 finish, in my opinion. However, like, football is football. I will change my mind if 1 or 2 of the teams that's considered better than us capitulates. So if suddenly Arsenal, and I was using them as an example, lose 3 of their next 6 games and draw 1 and start to look ropey, they get a bad injury and they can't score goals, and we're suddenly playing consistently, well, I might change my mind. But right now, I can't do it. I can't put us inside the top 4. In fact, I don't even put us in the top 6. I put us maybe top 6, but I'm still sticking with
maybe top 6.
Nah, put us in the top 6.
See, it's that sort of stuff. Penalty.
to.
Oh, never mind. Chelsea, I think, went down. Anyway,
you know me, I hate vagueness. So when you say penalty, you got to say who to and whatever else. I'm going to read through these comments here. On SofaScore versus Liverpool, Martinez lost 1 aerial duel. Now, this is what I'm saying, my friends. All the websites say lost an aerial duel. Why Scout? No one can access it unless you pay. It costs £600 a year. You can get every aerial duel that a player goes into. I've watched the clips of every aerial duel, and he gets his head onto the ball. So the one that they said he lost, the ball ended up in Liverpool's possession after he won it. So I don't know whether it's you have to win the header clean, and I don't know what the thing with a lot of stats are. They all sound like, I don't understand what constitutes a tackle, because sometimes I see a player win the ball off a player 5-6 times, and then on the stats it goes only one tackle today, and I'm like, how does that make sense? Like, they've obviously got definitions. All I'm saying is watch the footage of every aerial, every ball he's gone to head. I ain't seen him miss one yet. Like, that's an eye test thing rather than a stat thing.
Is an aerial deal not when you challenge someone for the ball?
Yes, but my point is I need to understand what constitutes winning it, because the one they say he lost, he got his head to. So I don't understand how it's broken down. So I reckon if they actually don't get rid of this super chat, KJ, just going to put it down a second. If I actually reckon if they broke down how stats actually were made up, some people would turn around and go, that's a bit stupid then, isn't it? Like, some of them are just weird. Like, I didn't realize this. If you have a shot that's blocked, it doesn't count as it doesn't count as a shot on target, even if it's on target. So, but only if it's,
I get it.
But only if it's blocked within a certain radius. So if you have a shot that's going in and it's on target, but a player blocks it with 2 meters or closer to you, it doesn't count as a shot on target. Now that for me just sounds stupid, but statistically that's how it works. So yeah, some of the stats are interesting. Terry, 10 minutes ago, I am confused. What has Ronaldo done? Terry, now I don't want to see him again. We are cooking you on TikTok, turncoat.
Imagine getting cooked on TikTok, Terry.
That's good. But what I meant is the way everyone we've got to talk about him. I didn't understand what people meant. As soon as KJ said, I'm talking about his attitude, and right, I hear you. I thought something had happened. Like at the end of the game, he threw his shirt on the ground or something. I don't know. That's what I meant, my friend. But yeah, cook me all you want. Make me more famous. It's only good for my channel. Thank you. Thoughts on Rashford, KJ?
He's not a striker. That's why he's not a number 9. My dad thinks otherwise, but I don't think he's a number 9. And we're putting him in that position, and it just doesn't suit his game. The only time I want to see Rashford in a number 9 is kind of like Liverpool, where we're on the counter attack, there's spacing behind for him to run into. When he's asked to be the one to hold up the ball, to go against the defender 1v1 and try and outstrength them, he that's not where he excels. He excels in the wide areas and just keep him there. So people saying he had a poor game. Yeah, it wasn't his great game at all. He needs to improve his centre forward work. But other than that, it's just because where he was played.
Also, what do you guys think about Sancho on the left and Elango on the right, which is what looked like for most of the game?
Listen, I'm sick and tired of all these people saying Sancho's a left winger. United need to play him on the left. He's so much. He is not a left winger for Manchester United, bro. He's not for Man United. He's not. Like people like he's got so much better stats on the left. No, he's like look at his stats on the right hand side and left hand side. They're basically identical. So this whole idea of he's so much better on the left is an absolute fallacy. Yeah, he is for Man United a right winger because he plays better for us on the right. His first goal came from the right. I swear his first assist came from the right. Literally, all the preseason, he was playing on the right hand side. I don't mind him switching and interchanging. That's cool. But people saying he needs to stay on the left, I'm sick of it. No, like he is a right winger.
I hear you on that, my friend. This season is going to be a thrilling contest. That's one thing I completely agree with. This season, I've never seen a season start so much where there's so much riding on every game. Like people really care. Explain Ronaldo getting 24 goals in 38 in all comps last season. Watching United fans slag him off so happily, he has not even given a chance yet. Let me just say this to you now, Chris. This isn't about slagging him off. This is fans saying what they think is better for their team. And if Ronaldo was 100% dedicated to being here, KJ wouldn't have an issue. I wouldn't have an issue. But read my lips, my guy, and I really appreciate the super chat. He doesn't want to be at Manchester United. He wants to leave. How do we know this? His agent's pushing for a move. And I think it's showing on his face. I think it's showing on his performances. And for me, I don't want anyone in that dressing room that doesn't want to be there. I just don't want that because it creates a bad place. Ronaldo, though, is still, in my opinion, the greatest football player of all time. I'll always love and respect him. But my club comes first. Anyone who puts a player before their own club, they need to send me their dad's phone number so I can call their dad a bad man.
Also, Terry, people need to understand it's called life. Ronaldo can't be the greatest player of all time forever. You know what I mean?
Life.
You know what I mean? Like his body is telling him, his mind's telling him one thing, but his body's telling him no. You know what I mean?
We can't sing that song anymore, but it's a great song. My body does it. I still know how to do no-handed cartwheels.
I think R. Kelly's relevant for Ronaldo. Just
I still know how to do certain techniques in freestyle martial arts in my head, right? But if I try them, I know my knees are gonna crack. I know my hips are great. So I can't do it. In my head, though, I'm like, I know how to do something called a barrel roll to corkscrew, which is where you spin 360 in the air and kick, but the kicking leg then swings through. You do a corkscrew 360 in the air and kick out of it. It's a crazy move, right? I'll show it to you all one day, right? However,
I would pay you to see that happen. I would pay you.
I know how to do it, but the problem is I can't do it anymore because my body's too old. Does that make sense?
If you want to quote a song that's not R. Kelly because he's cancelled, Shakira, hips don't lie. His hips ain't lying, bruv. His hips are saying, don't do this to me, bruv. When he was in that, DZ, when he was in the box, I need to finish this part. DZ, when he was in the box, the ball ricocheted to him. His back towards goal. He tried to turn and shoot. How long did it take for my brother to turn around?
Not even that. The last kick of the game, when he was one-on-one with his guy, and his body was just not computing with what he wants to do.
Yeah,
it just wasn't good. It's over, man.
Okay. And the thing is,
I love him.
Ronaldo fanboys, it's okay.
It's fine to be over.
Let him age.
But the thing is, though, like for the abuse and stuff, and Man United fans are on him, man. They don't want him. Now that he doesn't want to be there, and now it's a bad thing. Like,
It's
I
not
don't-
abuse,
No, it's not.
bro.
It's not
It's
bad
not
thing. No
abuse.
one's
Pointing out
saying
the obvious
it's
is
a
not
bad thing.
abuse.
The bad
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
is
yeah,
the way he's gone about it. Like missing preseason is not good. You know what I mean? Like not going on tour.
he
is
wants
not.
to. He wants to leave. He wants to leave.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
we
fine.
agree. But you know what? We agree
But
with
we
him
get these
wanting to
super chats
leave.
here. Wait, last season you called names to Ronaldo. He was dedicated last season, but you consistently called. Yeah, I did call him stiff because he is stiff now. He's
Yeah, but
old.
I still call. And the thing is, I still call him
now.
stiff.
We
Again,
live.
you're sorry, guys. You're conflating two very different conversations and pieces. You really, really are. But listen, people, we appreciate you all tuning in. We're live after the 3 p.m. games and live after the Arsenal game as well. So make sure you're tuning back into the terrace. Smash the like and share button before you leave. Well done to Bruno for the stunner. Well done to Man United. We're not in a relegation battle anymore. We're 6th in the league. We're 6th, baby. We're 6th. We might have dropped down now because other teams have scored goals so far today. No, we're still 6th. We're actually above. If scores stay as they are, we stay above Chelsea. Can you believe it? Until next time, take care.